Let's take Louisiana Creole sauce piquant. This is like a hug in a bowl. And baby, I know I'm from New Orleans, but this dish right here, you don't see at every table in the city. It's a dish that became more popularized in Southwest Louisiana, where they cooked a lot of what they had on hand. So think about different types of wild meat like alligator, deer, duck, or hen. It's also very popular to use a variety of different smoked meats like I'm doing here. And one of the most important steps is to make sure that you really brown the protein to give it a nice, rich flavor. That's done is simmered in a tomato-based sauce. Some people make a roux to thicken the sauce, while others rely on smothering the meat as well as the fresh seasonings to really make that rich sauce. And the main reason really why this dish is not as popular in New Orleans is the access to those ingredients in abundance. But nevertheless, Louisiana food is always moving and families always take their recipes with them. So sooner or later, those recipes ended up in our city kitchens as well. Y'all let me know, have y'all ever tried this dish before? And if not, would you try it? If you want the full detailed recipe and tutorial, it's on my website in my bio. And as always, thank y'all so much for watching and I'll see y'all next time.
Listen to me. Black people have always been a threat to white people. And this ain't something that I'm just trying to be controversial about. This is literally history. But I was watching on YouTube the PBS documentary of the American coup of 1898 in Wilmington, North Carolina. And they talked about how black people were thriving and prospering after slavery into Reconstruction and how white people decided that they was going to tear that shit all down with lies and come up with ways to get rid of what they considered Negro dominance because black people were excelling past white people. They were opening up their own businesses. They were starting their own companies. They were creating their own communities and they was doing it with pride and beauty and honor. White people did not like that. So you know what they did? After black people started to become government officials and hold those seats and be able to vote and be elected into government, white people was like, nah, we can't have that because that's not what our forefathers and our Anglo-Saxon ancestors created. They didn't want us to be, inferior to the African people, literally created lies. There was a prominent black man during that time, Alex Manley. He was an editor and publisher of his own newspaper, and he was basically the source of information of, what was going on, not even within the city, but the entire state. Now, at some point, White people was like, nah, they trying to rule over us. They trying to make sure we don't become who we need to be. We can't have these former slaves thinking that they can have any dominion over us. So they spread lies, what they did. These white folks went into the gun shops, bought up all the guns, and then told the owners, hey, you better not sell to them black people. But we couldn't have no gun shops. We couldn't have no ways to defend ourselves according to them. These folks, prominent figures, were ran out of Wilmington. They were killed. They were threatened. They were banned, and black people had to leave behind all of their wealth. And guess who ended up occupying that land, those shops, those hospitals, those offices, those newspapers? White people. You know, it's sad to watch, but it's also empowering to see the power that we have and what has always been hidden from us. Black people are powerful beyond measure. What was that quote?
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
Let me tell you, learn your history, know yourself, and do better. But make sure you go watch American Cool, 1898 PBS documentary.
So yesterday I went to my grandmother's house. You know, my cousin was in town from Georgia, and you know, figured I'd do a little different little video and stuff, you know, walking to work and whatever. So I'm looking at the book. I decided to do a paperwork check, and I'm looking at like a lot of history on my mother's side, and going back to 1768, you know, and that kind of defeats that whole talking point you hear about, you know, black folks from here not having no damn culture. Man, I read some stuff. We had the one of our descendants to go all the way back, and one of our ancestors to go all the way back to that was born in 1768. She predates the Boston Massacre, and she predates the actual creation of the United States of America, man. And I'm gonna post it in this video. I'm gonna show y'all that screenshot. I took a couple screenshots. My grandma was kind of telling me and kind of breaking down some of the names. So I'm gonna put that in the video as well. But we predate the damn United States of America, man. I don't want to hear nothing about what we're lost in history. We just some lost Negroes and all that bullshit. We're lost. We don't know anything about our history, man. We predate the damn United States. You know what I'm saying? And granted, yeah, she was a slave. She was born in Virginia. Her parents were kidnapped from Africa, and they were kidnapped. We don't know the names of her parents. Now, the name I forgot the name is in the screenshot. I'll post it, but the name, her name, we got her name, and we have her birth date. And then there's some more people. We found out that one of our people was owned by the Irish too. So that's interesting. So I'll post that.